Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, this is the project I've been working on for some time now. So let me. All right. So all right. So this is what we have done so far. So we are going to finish it up by placing the parapet as well as the roof, right? The parapet on the roof level and then the roof on top of the parapet, right? So when we do that, we will now make some general arrangements, right, on the floor plan. So take note, like I said in the last class, right? This design actually is not there is no one size fits all principle. It is based on your creativity, right? So you could design this in such a way that it will be finer than this. You could also design it in such a way that it will not be up to the standard. So it all depends on your creativity. But I'm going to make sure we have knowledge of all the tools, most of the tools rather, to make use of when you want to do anything that comes to your creativity, right? So now let's go over to the ground floor plan here. Ground floor plan. So now to add a parapet, of course, you know what a parapet means. So a parapet basically could be maybe 600 height from the wall or 400 height from the wall, depending on how you want to do it. So to create a parapet, you simply go over to components here. Just click on the small arrow beside under this component, right? Then click on model in place. I don't know how this thing is displayed. Model in place, right? Then scroll down, select casework rather, casework because um, the parapet is considered as casework. You can see other items here. So if you want to create custom whatever, custom furniture, custom floors, custom entourage, custom lightnings, whatever, you can choose the appropriate one to do. So parapet is considered as casework. So you just click on casework and then click on OK. Then you can name it as parapet, right? And then click on OK. So you allow it to load. So when it's done loading, you simply click on sweep, right? You click on sweep. Now you want to draw the reference line of the parapet, right? So the parapet definitely is going to cover the whole area of the building, right? So we want to draw this, want to sketch the reference level of the parapet. So you just click on sketch path right there. Click on sketch path, and then we're using lines to sketch, right? Click on lines. So I want to sketch it. I want the parapet to hang this way up to the last point here. And then I have a small staircase here, right? So the parapet is also going to cover the step, rather not the staircase, but the step, right? So I'm just going to stop it here and then move it this way, or rather move it because this wall extended a little bit. This small wall we have here extended a little bit. So I'll trace it. You can see the line. Or rather I can just drag it from here so that I can be able to get the alignment correctly. Right? So and then I'm going to draw this one here. And then likewise this one. So I'm going to stop it here. I have a small step here as well. So draw it to this point, down to this point, to this point, to this point, to this point, and then all the way up to close. Now, just like your close, when you are drawing the sketch, it has to be a closed boundary. If it is not a closed boundary, it's not going to work. Remember how we did close that time? So it has to be a closed boundary. So after you have finished sketching um, your parapet reference level, you simply click on this good right here, right? Simply click on good. Now, the next thing you want to do is to edit, sketch the profile. What we just did now is we sketched the parts of the parapet. So the parapet is going to go along this path. Now, how about the profile? What kind of profile do you want to use for your parapet? So you simply click on edit profile right here. Then go to any of the elevations. So I can just open the east elevation. Right? Now, this line is supposed to be up here, but it doesn't matter. We can still sketch it here and then move it up later. So now to sketch the part of the parapet, you simply continue using your line command here. Then I want the height of the parapet to be, let's say, 600, right? So I'll draw a line of 600 in height. You can say I have 600, or I can simply enter the dimension 600 and press enter, right? So I will go over to the width of the parapet. So I want the width to also be 600. Now, what kind of design of parapet do you want? There are a lot of designs, right? You can have something like, you can have, let me, Okay, so you can have um you can have something like this. Let me just do something random. You can have something like this. You can have something like this. I think this double. Double. Sorry, let me. Mr. Kamura, I think you're using a double device. It's not,
Mr. Kamura, I
it's
think
not
you're
using
using
it.
a device.
I've off one.
Yeah, you can just remove one. Okay, I've already removed the first one. Okay, you can join again. Okay. So, like as I was saying, you can have a profile that is like this. You can have a profile that is like this. You can have a profile that is like this, just this way. If you have seen a parapet, I believe you understand what I'm trying to do. Right? Okay. All right. So the one I mostly use is something like this.
Right. So the one I mostly use is
Why is
something
this
like
making my voice echo? I don't know. Does anybody have a solution to this?
why is this making my voice echo? I don't know. Does anybody have a solution?
Okay. Okay. I think it's okay now. So the kind of parapet I mostly use is something like this.
So the kind of parapet I mostly use is something like this.
So I'm going to have 100 here, and I'm going to have 100 here, right?
So
and I'm going to have 100
100 here,
going down.
and I'm going to have 100 here,
And I'll just escape.
right?
And then I have 100 this way, 100
and I'll
this
just
way,
escape. Then I have
100 this way. Then I can have an arc, right? So if I need an
100
arc
this
here,
way.
I can simply switch from line to
100
arc.
this way. Then I can have
Right?
an arc, right? So if I need an arc
So
here, I can simply
I'll just
switch
simply
from
click on the
line
next
to
one
arc,
and then
right?
adjust my arc the way I want
So
to.
I'll just simply click on the
So
next
let's have
and then
something like this.
adjust the arc the way I want.
When I'm done, I'll simply click on
Let's have
good,
something like
right? And then simply click
when
on
I'm done, I'll simply
good the
click on
second time, right? So you can see
right,
the
and
parapet
then
was
simply
created on
click
the
on
ground floor.
the
So we
second time,
just move it
right?
up.
So you can see the parapet was created on the ground floor. So we just
Select
move it
it.
up.
First of all, click on good to finish up the
Select it.
um
First of all, click on to finish up the
oh, let's move it first. Let's see if we can move it correctly.
let's move it first. Let's move it correct.
Move. Okay, it is not moving. Delete element. So what we are going to do,
Okay,
we would rather go to
so what we are going we would rather go um
So rather go to the parapet level instead of the floor level, right? Instead of the ground floor level where
So
we
rather go to the parapet
where we were while
instead of
creating
the
the parapet.
floor
So
level.
we create it at the
Right?
parapet
Instead
level,
of
so
the
we
ground
don't have
floor
to
level where
move it after
we
creating.
were while
So I'll go
creating the
back to
parapet.
component,
Create at the
model in
parapet
place,
level. So we have after.
select case swap, click on OK,
So I'll go back to component,
rename it as parapet,
select case swap, click on
and then
OK.
click on OK, and
Rename
then
it
select
as parapet.
sketch path.
And then
I'm just
select
repeating what I did before. Select lines and then sketch the
sketch path.
path of the parapet.
I'm just repeating what I did before. Select lines and then sketch the of the pipe.
Up to this point,
Up to this point,
click on escape and let's take it from the bottom.
click on escape and let's take it from the bottom.
So close it up in that direction and then come over here.
So close it up in that direction and then come over here.
This point, this point,
This point,
this point, yeah, 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 yeah. They will close it up at the top.
yeah.
Right? After closing it up,
At the top.
if you want to change the material, this is where you can actually change it. The material of the parapet. But let's not do that now. So after
If
you
you want to
finish
change the
creating
material,
this,
this is where you can actually change the
the
material.
part of the parapet, you simply click on
Do
good
that now. So after you finish
and
creating
then click on edit
the
profile,
part of the file, simply click
open view.
the
So you can see now that we will be able to create the parapet on top, no longer on the ground floor. Right?
So you can see now that we are
still using my line
parapet
tool.
on top, no longer on the ground.
My parapet is going to be 600 in height,
Using my line,
and then
the
600
parapet is going to be 600 in height,
and
and
then I'm going to have 100 here,
I'm going to have
100 down. Then I'll escape
100
and then go 100 here,
down.
100
Now
here,
escape,
100 here. Then I can use an arc
100 here.
right here. Just click on this point and then make the arc.
Then I can use an arc.
Like, or I can even make it this way. Right? So the different design. So after I finish creating the profile, I simply click on this good and then click on it again.
Profile, I simply click on
and then finish model.
this good and then click on it again.
Yes. So let's look at how it is in the 3D view. So let's check out our 3D view.
Yes. So let's look at how it
this is what we are going to have. Right? This is what we are going to have on the parapet. Right? So it's currently gray color. So let's change the material and see what I can get with this material. So just click on it and then click on edit in place. This icon here, edit in place.
And then click on edit in place.
Right? Click on it the second time. And then you can see you can change the material. So click on it like a tutorial and click on the small icon beside it.
And then you can see you can change the material. So click on it like a tutorial and click on the small icon beside it.
So let it load up the material library.
So let it load up the material library.
Exactly. So let's create a new material for the parapet. Just click on this icon here.
Exactly. So let's create a
And
new
then
material
click
for
on
the parapet.
create new material.
Just click on this icon here.
Right click on
Create new material.
right click on the new material that was created so that we can
Right
edit the
click on
name.
Right click on the new material that was created so that we can edit the name.
Rename. Make it a parapet material.
Rename.
Right? And then click on this small
Parapet.
icon here. This is the same process I did when I was changing the material for my doors or windows or walls. So appearance library.
Changing the material for my doors or appearance library.
Okay. I don't really know why my voice is echoing. Whether it's echoing only on my end. Okay. So let's use for the parapet. The parapet is
it's because we have some of the mics on, so they should mute their mic because the sound is coming from their side. You should check and mute those people. They are having their mic on.
okay. Let me see if I can make okay, I think it's better now. That's good. Thanks for that. It has been disturbing. I hope it doesn't affect the video record because it is really echoing. Okay, it is okay now. So to change the material, we are going to use concrete material for the parapet, right? Let's see if we can see something that is white under the concrete section. Okay. Okay. I need a white material. Let me see if I can get into. Let me see how this one looks. It is not perfectly white. Okay? It is not perfectly white. So let's use the tunnel. So I'll just click on OK and then click on. Okay, it has already changed. So parapet material. So I'll just click on finish model. So let's see what we have. Okay. This is the kind of material we have. Okay. So let's now add the roof. Right. So the parapet definitely is going to be beneath the roof, right? So the roof is going to be hanging on the parapet, the concrete and formwork of the parapet. So to create a roof, we are going to go back to, first of all, we need to create a roof level. Remember, when you go to the elevations, we created the ground floor level, the step level, and the parapet level, but we have not created a roof level. So to create a roof level, just the same way we create levels, under the architecture tab, you go to levels here, and then you click on pick lines, this particular icon here, pick lines. So the roof definitely is going to be hanging on the parapet, and the height of our parapet is 600, right? So we are going to offset the level to 600. So just hover over this current level and click. It is going to create the roof level. So It is level 8. So we're going to rename it as roof level. Right? Click on yes. Just click on anywhere on the screen and then click on yes. So it is interfering with the parapet level. So I'm going to remove it. I'm going to shift it rather. Just click on escape. Now, so to shift the roof level, I'll just click on it. Remember, if I drag, it is going to drag everything, right? Because they are all connected together. So I want to drag only the roof. So I'm going to simply unlock the padlock here and then drag only the roof this way, right? I think I should drag this step level as well so that it can be on the same, it can be aligned together. Yes. So this is looking good. So we have created a roof level. So now to create a roof, we are going to go over to our roof level under the floor plans. This one we just created now. Okay, we're going to go over to the parapet level rather, because on the roof level we don't have anything. So go over to the parapet level. Now go to roof. This is your roof. Click on it, and then now for roof, just like we have been doing, we are going to edit the type and duplicate. Let it load. So we duplicate and call it roof, right? Then go over to edit. So what we are creating here is basically the roofing sheet, right? The roofing sheet. So what is the thickness of the roofing sheet? Basically, 20 mm, 25 mm, or something like that. The thickness of your roofing sheet, right? So we just enter 20 mm. So if we want to change the material of the roof, the same method, you click on this small icon here, and create a new material for the roof. Right click and rename and call it roof material. Then click on this small icon here to open the appearance library. So we have a roof here, roofing. So let's look for the kind of roofing sheet we want to use. Scroll down, let's see if we can see something else. Basically, you can just look at them one after the other. So if you click on this icon here, it is going to show you the preview of what it looks like. Sometimes this can take time to look, but you can wait for it to load. So you can just see a preview. So this is the type of material that is there. You can see how it looks. Let's look for something else. Let's look for this one. Let's look at this one. Okay. I think I'll prefer this one. Okay, so this is it. So I think this is okay. So I'm going to click on OK, and then click on OK, and then click on OK. So when I'm going to draw the part of the roof, right? The part of the roof. So using the line command, the roof is definitely going to be on top of the parapet. So we're going to follow the part of the parapet to draw the roof as well. Okay, follow the part of the parapet. And then close it up here. Right? When you close it up, now you can simply change the base level. Remember, the base level is on the parapet, right? You can simply change the base level to your roof level, which we have just created, right? And then simply click on good, right? And then let's see what we have on the 3D. So this is what we're going to have on the 3D. Right? So you can change the height if you wish by just highlighting the roof and moving this icon here, either up or down. You can reduce the height or increase the height. Normally, there is a way you can actually calculate the height of your roof, but we're going to leave it as default. Right? Leave it as default, but just to show you that you can increase or decrease the height of the roof. Right? So you can see what we have right here on this balcony. This roof is simply hanging, right? So we are going to create a column, one column here on this balcony, and then we're also going to create maybe one column here as well. It is also going to serve as a form of design anyways, but just also it could support the roof as well, because the roof hanging this way is not ideal. It's not ideal, right? So this is what we have. So let's have a kind of fancy column here to take care of this cantilever. So we're going to go over to the ground floor plan. Remember the ground floor under the floor plan. So not this one. So the ground floor plan. Our roof is somewhere here, right? So we're going to create a column to support the roof. So to create a column, you can simply click on this small arrow here. You can choose. You can either use the default column or choose from the Revit library. So I'm going to click on this architectural column here. And this is the default one we have, just a rectangular column. Right? So I don't want to use this and I want to go to the Revit library. So I just click on this icon here, load family. Load family. Load family. My Revit library is in my desktop, so I go to desktop under Revit class. So I'll go to US metric columns. Let me see if I have something nice. This is just a rectangular column. This one is a circular column. I think this is nice, but let me see down. It's rectangular column. This is a round column. This is a rectangular column. So let me use this round column. You can use any of them anyways. So let me use this round column. Load it into the project. So allow it to load. So after it is done loading, you can also edit the type so that we can change the dimensions. So before we edit the type, we duplicate. Call it entrance column. Entrance column. Click on it here. Diameter of the column. Let me use since my wall, I'm using 150 wall, right? So let me use 200 diameter of column. That's 200 diameter of column. So I can also change the material of the column. Let me do that. The material of the column. I can use any material. Okay, let me just create a new material. Rename, call it column material. Column material, and then click on this small icon here. So open the Revit library. So which material am I going to use for the column? Is there's nothing there. Let me use concrete. There is really nothing on that concrete. Okay, let me use pen, right? Pen. Okay, so I have to look for something that matches, you know, mm, that matches with the roof. I want to do something that will match with my roof. Right? So let me try this arrangement. My roof is something like this. Let me see how it's going to be. Remember, this is, you can always try out and see, and also make changes where necessary. So I'm going to click on OK. So I'm now going to add the column. So the column is going to be here to support the roof. And then the next one for this balcony is going to be let me have one here and one here. So now we didn't set the starting point and the end point of the column. So if you click on any of them, you're going to see what is the base level. We need it to start from the compound level, which is the step level. So and we need it to go up to the roof level, right? So you click on apply. So I believe it applied to all of them. Okay, we need to apply them separately. So it's starting from the step level and going up to the roof level. Likewise, this one around here. Starting from the step level, going up to the roof level. So let's see the 3D. Let's see what we have. This is what we are going to have. Yeah. Okay. To make it more fancy, I think we should have a kind of what will I call it? A small block work here, so that the column will be on the block work, right? So let me do it so that you can see what I mean. This is just what I'm imagining, right? So it's just what I'm imagining to make it more beautiful. So I'm going to go over to ground floor. Under my floor plans, ground floor. Let me create a small block work here, right? So to do that, I'm going to go over to wall here, right? Go over to wall and edit type. Just call it small wall. Okay, I've had small wall one before. Call it let me call it column wall so that I'll be able to differentiate it. Or call it wall under column, right? Wall under column. So I want to use the same material I used for my column for that wall. So I'm going to go to edit type here. Let me look for the material I used for the column. So you can find it here because we created the new material, so it is going to be saved here. So column material, and then click on OK. Then the thickness of that wall. Let's do it this way. Let's have let's say 500, right? I just want it to be big enough. So close it up. Now just draw the wall. let me draw it outside so that, okay. So 500 by 500. Let me call it 500 by 500. So this wall now, I want it to start from the step level, which is the compound level, and I want it to stop the top constraint. Of course, it's not going to go up to the parapet level. I just want it to be a little bit high. So instead of setting a stop constraint, I can just put unconnected and set the height of the block work to 1 meter, right? And then click on OK. So now I'm going to drag it, move it rather to the center point of the column. So let's see what we have. Can you see what happens? So it can make a design better. So the height is too much. Let's reduce it. Instead of 1 meter, let's make it 500. Apply. I think this is nice. Right? So we have been able to. So this small railing that is here, I don't think it is still necessary. We can remove it. It is not necessary. So this is what we are going to have. So this is going to be our entrance, right? So we are going to do the same thing for these two columns as well. So let's go back to ground floor level. Just copy it, copy the wall, copy. Make sure you are copying it from the center, and then just go over here. And I want to copy it multiple times so that I copy to the two. So if I want to copy once, I don't need to check this, but I want to copy to this column and the next column. So I'm going to check multiple. So you can place it here, and you can also place it here. So this multiple allows you to copy it multiple times to different places, right? So escape, click on escape. And let's see what we have on 3D. Okay, this is what we have on 3D. This small railing here is not necessary. And then this my railing here, you can see that my railing is cutting through the column. And even this my block work is also cutting, is also entering inside this one. So I need to make all these adjustments. So let me make it okay. Okay, just select the wall and go over to ground floor plan. I can just move it, right? I can just move the wall to this edge. Let's move the wall to that edge. This is also a wall, right? Okay, this is my railings. So even my railings, I need to move my railings to. So if I want to edit my railings, I'll just select it and then click. You can see this is how I made that was railing. So it is here. So I'll just click on edit part and then edit it. The railings should start from the edge of the column, right? And then click on grid, right? So let's edit this one at the same time before we go to 3D. So, okay, there's nothing here, no problem. Okay. So let's see what we have again. Okay, I think this is better. This is better. This is better. So this is my wall. I need it to be the same height with this small wall here. You can see there's a small difference. So I can just select it and let me reduce this the top offset to 50, and it's going to flush there. So it is going to flush exactly what is right. So this is how you can create your columns on your building. So to give this my design more appealing look, right? Remember, like I said, it's all about your creativity. So to give it more appealing look, I can actually make this my wall to be the same material with this one. You can see I have a different material for this entrance wall. So I can actually make use of that same material for this wall. So I'll just simply select this wall, go to edit type, or there's no need. Let me check the name of this wall. What's the name of this wall? We named it as entrance wall. So I'll just simply select this and change it to entrance wall instead of external wall. Entrance wall. So it is going to apply the same material. Okay. It's going to apply the same material. Right? So let's I think we should apply it on these three walls as well. So have something coherent. Let's make it entrance wall. Okay. Right. So this is what we're going to have. This is what we're going to have. Right. So if you wish to make this material to go halfway, you can also do that. What do? You can simply reduce the height of this wall and create another wall on top of it that will have a white material. I don't know if you get what I mean. So you can create anything. You can make it. If I want to make this a little bit better, I could just make this material will stop halfway, right? This brick material or something will stop halfway, and the white material will continue upwards, right? So that's about that. So now, having created the parapet, the roof, and the columns, we want to ensure that everything we have on the plan is up to date, right? Because by the time we make the general arrangements of the plan view, the next thing we're going to do is the 3D. So we can't make any changes again in the plan view. So you want to make sure that everything that you're supposed to have on your plan view is accurate and correct. So our dimensions, these are just random dimensions we did. These dimensions are not according to standard, right? So we need to dimension our project properly, right? So to do that, to have proper dimensions, I'm going to Let me check everything. My windows, I hope my windows are at the center. I have 261, 2.5, 261, 2.5. Okay. You have to make sure that all your windows are in their correct position. Okay. All of them are at the center points. Yeah. Okay. How about design? Okay. So I believe all the windows and doors are in their correct positions. So now let's run the dimensions. So to do the dimensions, let me remove these ones. So I want to, okay, let me do the dimensions first. So go to annotate, annotate. You remember how we did dimensions? So linear dimensions, so I'm going to dimension the wall first of all. Okay, the wall is 225. Now I'm going to dimension this distance that I will have here. Let me make it easy. Then I don't need to dimension the windows because I'm going to have a window schedule. So no need to dimension the windows here. So make sure that all the dimensions are aligned. This one. So my wall dimension, I'll bring it out. I'll bring it out. This one will be here. Right? This one will be here. Okay, let me, for the sake of consistency, let me dimension the windows as here. Right? So we have this, and then finally we're going to have this wall. Right? So let's go over to this direction. So this wall, I want to bring it further out. Go to dimensions again. Get further out. Okay, sorry. So I dimension this one first. Dimension the window. Dimension this. Right? This is the wall. Right? Okay. So now for this one, we need to dimension the rooms, right? So the overall dimension of the room. So we take it out up to this point. so that it will be easy. Somebody that is using the drawing don't have to be calculating, be adding all the dimensions to be able to get the dimension of the room. So the dimension of the room is this point. Okay, so let's go over to this one. Just remove everything we have here. Okay, we go to dimensions, take this one up, take this one here. Take this one up. Then dimension the entire room. Right? Then the same thing applies to this. Right? Take it up and then pick the entire dimension. Likewise this one. Right? So if I'm omitting anything, any dimension, you can point it out. Right? So that is for this part. So this one is too long. So I'll just select everything. I want to drag it down. I don't want it to affect. Okay, instead of that, okay, let me leave it. Don't worry. I may work on that later. Okay, so this side. How about this side? Let's work on this side. Remove this one. Um, put this one here. So the aim is any person that is going to use the drawing should have all the dimensions at his fingerprint. Immediately you look at a drawing, you can be able to get any dimension you want. So that's why we're putting all the details. Right? So here, first of all, this whole length, we need it outside here. Then this whole length, need it outside here. So how about this one? So dimension this one is for your door. Right? And then this is All right, so we have it there. So this last one, we're supposed to have two windows here. Let me make two windows here. Okay, so this one, finally, take this one down. All right, so what is the whole length? 6 meters. And how about this one? All right, so how about my entrance? 0 meters. Okay, so is there any dimension we are omitting? So now you have to look at the inside now. This we dimension this as 2 meters. This one, the width of this one is already 3 meters outside, but the length. So we have to place the length. Place the length. Right? I will move it to the center. All right. So where else are we omitting? The lobby is 1 meter. This is to be the laundry. So put it as well. This one was dimensioned outside. I want it to be inside. So we're going to have this. Where else? Where else? Let's dimension this. Is there any dimension I'm omitting? Element is to be at the same time. Right? Where else? This one. All right. This one from here. Dimension of this restroom. Now you can see that my dimension is cutting through my wall. So I can just select it, and just, you can see this small dot here. Just drag it away from the wall. Drag it away from the wall. So how about my entrance? Dimension of my entrance. Yeah. Okay, so I think I got all the dimensions correctly. So after you successfully finish a dimension, now you want to add grids, right? Grids. If you are going to do structural drawings, the grids are important. Every architectural drawing is supposed to have grids as well, grid lines, right? So to create a grid lines, you simply go to your architecture tab and click on grid here. So click on grid. Want to draw the grid across the across the center of the walls. So you have to just make sure the line is selected. Now place your We want to draw the grid from here. So make sure that the center of the wall is highlighted. Then draw it all the way to the next point. Now, I want the circle, that is the number of the grid, to be on both sides. So you can see that this is marked good. So I'll just mark this as good as well. So the grid number is going to be on the two sides, grid one, right? So I need my grid on the major walls. Your grid should be placed on the major walls. So this is a major wall. Make sure that it is aligned with grid one, and make sure that it is aligned to the center of the wall, and you can drag. That is grid two. So mark it. Now the next grid is this one, grid three. Make sure, let me zoom it out so you can see properly. Make sure that the center of the wall is highlighted, and then drag. Mark this. Now the next grid, this one, because this is going to be a major wall. Mark this as good. Now, how about this one? This one right here, right? So if it is okay, you can just escape and continue from where we stopped. Make sure that the center of the wall is highlighted, right? And then, so finally, the grid for the small wall we have here, right? So this is all about your horizontal grid. So you create a vertical grid as well. From here, drag it. So another major grid is going to be this one. This one here. This one here. So likewise this one. Um, Likewise this one, right? Then this one, here you have the I need to cut through. It is not cutting through. Okay, it's cutting through now. Okay. So I have to look carefully, right? So this one as well, right? Um, this one as well. It is going to be a major. These are just for the toilet. Let me leave down. So this one is going to be a major grid. And then this one, and then finally this one is there. So I mistakenly exceeded escape. So if you mistakenly exceeded where the grid is supposed to stop, you can just click on it, hold down this circular icon here and drag it up so that you can align with others. So now you have to rename. The horizontal grid are supposed to be named alphabetically. So So the horizontal grids are supposed to be named alphabetically. So instead of 6, I'm going to label it as A, and then this one B, this one C, D, E, and F. Right? So both of them change. So why this one is going to be named numerically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So this is what we have. Right? This is what we have. Now the next thing we are going to do, we know that elevations are automatically generated, right? They're not elevation, even though we are going to do some arrangements. So we're going to do some arrangements. So, but before we do that arrangement, let's create sections. Let's create section. So to create section, we might need to create just 2 sections, horizontal section and vertical section, right? So we go over to view, the view tab, and then you can see section right here. So click on section. It's very easy. Just click on section and just wherever you want to cut the section. So let me cut the horizontal section first of all. So let me cut it from here. Let me cut it here. So just cut the section by clicking on the first point and dragging it over to the next point. So you can see this arrow here. It simply means that the section is going to be looking upward. If I want the section to look downwards, I'm going to click on this. It is going to look the other way. You get the point. It's going to look the other way. So if I want to reduce it, I can just simply click on this small icon here and reduce it, as well as this part. I can also click on this and reduce it. Right? So this is how a section is created. So let's create the vertical section. Click on the section again. Let's cut it through this point. Let's cut it through here. So make sure it is straight and then cut a section and then click anywhere outside. Right? So when you create the 2 sections, it is going to automatically appear under the elevation. You can see we have elevation. Now we have sections. So click on this plus and you're going to see section 1. Double click, we are going to see section 1 right here. So you can move it up so that just pick the point and drag it. Right? So let's see section 2. The same thing, you can just pick the point and drag it up. All right, so this is our sections. We can see the rendered view by clicking on this small icon here. You can see the small icon here, visual style, hidden line. Click on it and click on realistic. So we are going to see the rendered view of the section. So likewise, section 1, you can see the rendered view by clicking on realistic. Right? Clicking on realistic. Okay, let's go over to the ground floor plan again. Click on the section. We want it to view everything, so just make it cover the whole space. Right? Likewise, this one. Select this vertical section. Select the line and make it cover the whole space. So that is why the roof was not looking covered, right? So everything is covered on the section view, right? So of course, when you are printing out this section, you will not print it as rendered view. You have to go back to the hidden line, how it is before. Okay, so now having created sections, we can say we are almost done with the plan. That is the plan, right? So you can see the ground floor level. When you are printing out, what you just need to print out is the ground floor plan. Since this is a bungalow, just the ground floor plan, and then you need to print out your roof level, your roof plan rather. This is going to be your roof plan, and then by the time we create 3D models, we are going to see that, but that will be in the next class. Then you have to print out your elevations, your 4 elevations, east, north, west, and south. Then you have to print out your sections. So we are going to be having ground floor level, roof level, that's 2. The 4 elevations, that is 6, and the 2 sections, that is 8. So we are going to be having 8 sheets in this drawing. 8 sheets. If you have any questions so far, I don't know if you have any questions so far.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
I hear we do add the foundation plan.
Now, the foundation plan is supposed to be shown in the structural drawing, not in the architectural drawing. Are you getting?
We normally do that if we are doing story building. Let's say it's 2 floors. When it's 2 floors, you add the foundation to the structural drawing. But when it's just a single story, you just add it to the architectural drawing.
It's not supposed to be.
That's how it is here in Ghana.
The foundation plan is supposed to show the reinforcement. The architectural drawing does not have any business in reinforcement. I've actually seen some drawings like that. That's what I'm saying. I've seen drawings where you have the architectural plan and then you have the foundation. You just have block work on the foundation and then you have a small rectangular fitting like that. But normally, right, this foundation plan is supposed to be shown on the architectural plan. But if you want to do that, you can do that in AutoCAD. So what you simply do is to take these drawings now that we made in Revit, you simply take it to AutoCAD. Are you getting? It's going to be exactly the same like this. So you can now use AutoCAD to make your foundation details. Do you get?
Yes.
Yes. So I'll show you how to take it to AutoCAD. I'll also show you how to take it to PDF. So if you want to do, sometimes you might need to do some extra stuff on AutoCAD, but Revit is a wholesome software, so you can do everything you want to do in Revit, right? So, but for that foundation plan, Revit does not have that picture. So Revit, this is the architectural interface of Revit. So you can't put reinforcement details from here or concrete details or things like that from this architectural interface. So you have to take it to AutoCAD and then do that detail in AutoCAD. So now let's so like I said, we're going to have 8 sheets, right? So is there another sheet that we're missing? Okay, you will need to have your these are some of the things that you can that will need to be done with AutoCAD, like your window schedule and your door schedule, right? You might need to have window schedule and door schedule. I think you can do it with we'll check out that in the next class, because I don't want us to use AutoCAD. Let's use Revit to finish up everything we're doing as far as architectural design is concerned. So you can use Revit to do your window schedule and your door schedule. So which other thing is necessary to show in the
block plan, and then the block plan.
The block plan.
Yes.
Or the site plan. The site plan.
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
The site plan. You can actually see the site plan from here. I'm sure it's the same thing we're talking about. The site plan simply means what do you call it? The plan showing the position of the building on the land area. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, if that's the case, then you do that in AutoCAD as well. You do that in AutoCAD as well. Because in that particular plan, you need to show the boundaries of the land, that is according to your survey plan. So you need to do that in AutoCAD. You might be able to do it in Revit as well. You should be able to do it in Revit. So instead of using, you can use model lines to make your boundary, your land boundary, and then just copy your let me show you what I mean. So let's assume that we have a land, maybe 50 feet by 100 feet or something. So you can simply use a model line to actually draw how, let's assume it is something like this. Just an assumption. Let's assume it's something like this. So now you don't need to show your floor plan in that view, right? So you are simply going to show your. So what you do, if you want to create that view, what you do, you draw it. That must after you have finished everything, right? After you must have finished all your other drawings. So you are simply going to remove. You are simply going to remove all the unnecessary things you have here: the furnitures, the dimensions, the grids, the sections, and everything, the doors and the windows. So you'll be left with just the block plan, right? And then you position it where it's supposed to be positioned on the survey, on the land area, and then you put it inside your title block, right? And then you write all the stuff that is necessary to be written, right? So that one can be done in Revit as well. So you don't need to go to AutoCAD. The only thing you need to go to do in AutoCAD is that foundation plan that you're talking about. Right? So let's okay, so let me talk about how you can actually take it to AutoCAD, or so let me talk about how you can. Okay. So let me talk about how you can. Okay. Okay. So to before you take your drawings to anywhere, whether to AutoCAD or PDF or wherever, you need to put it in your title block on your sheet, right? So to create a sheet, first of all, I want to centralize this drawing. So I'll just um, highlight what I have and move it to the center. All right, move it to the center. So let me give some space. So I can actually move all these elevation icons so that I'll have a lot of space for my title block. So let me move them away. All right. So now what I'm going to do is to go to my views here, then go to my sheets here, save the project, allow it to load. Yes, so this is a default sheet, but if you are using Revit newly, you might not have anything here. So you simply go to load, and just like we select our materials, sorry, our component under US metric. So you are going to see title block, right? So click on title block. So you can choose any, you can see the preview of the title block. So you can use any one you want. You can use anyone. You can see this one's, the titles is by the right, while all these ones, the title is under. So depending on the one you want. So um so this is for A0 sheet. You know what A0 sheet, you know there are different types of sheet. You have A2 sheet, A3 sheet, A4 sheet. So normally it's A3 sheet, right? So I'm going to, let me use this one. Let me use this one. So just click on open. Right. So what we selected just now is A3 metric. So click on OK. So this is how the sheet is going to look like. So you can edit it according to your taste, right? According to your taste. So you can you can just click on it, and you can change the whatever. Let me change this first. So project number, date, drawn by, checked by. So I can change them from here. So designed by, I can put and prosper. So right, drawn by, thing. Select it again, approved. Let me just put anything. right? So as I'm changing it, you can see that it is also changed here. So project number, where's project number? Sheet name, let's call it 3 bedroom bungalow design. So that is what it's going to show here. So since it is too big, just click somewhere outside. All right. So project name. Project name. Okay, this is supposed to be project name. So let's call this location. So we can edit it however. Let's call it location. So let's say 27 Ikeja, Lagos. This is too big for me. For this client, Mr. All right. So this um you can actually let me see. Okay, okay. You can actually here I think I'm trying to see if you can actually put your logo. But that's by the way. So edit label. I don't want to go through all this mm, this level is supposed to be shown. Yeah, okay. What can we put here now? You've seen how a title block looks like, right? So you have 3 bedroom bungalow. We have already changed this designed by and drawn by um we have changed all this. So I'm thinking of what we can put in place of that auto depth. You can actually um put a logo here if you want to, or we can decide to remove it. Or we can put something like that. So for this, I'm going to change it to, I'm going to change it to Mr. Well then click on. So let me edit it again. Edit it again. Let me just say, okay. Then here, edit it and name it as location. Location. Um, 87. Alright. Okay. So sheet name, edit. Um, Let me now give this project 3 bedroom bungalow design, right? And click on it. It is too big, so I'm going to edit. I'm going to make it instead of the test size is 5 millimeters, so I'm going to make it just 2 millimeters. Let's say it's going to be 2 millimeters. Unfortunately, is too small, so let's make it 4. Let's see. I think this is it. 4 millimeters. So I can drag it upwards. So what else do we need to change? Okay, this is let's so let me put the name here. Let me copy it. I can't copy. Just drag it a little bit so that it will enter the space. So check by edit it also and call it okay. So okay, then this double click and edit it here. Then from right. So this you can call this sheet number. So it would you can call this um 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 let's call it, let's just call it sheet number. Hmm? Okay, perfect. You can edit this as well. Right. So what next? So here, what do we put here? We have clients, we have location, we have project name, designed by, drawn by. Okay, perfect. here we can put let's copy this, copy it over here. Sorry, delete this one, move this one into the space. So call this, we are going to be calling this the name of the drawing. So call it ground ground floor plan. So we increase the text size so it will be big. Let's increase it to 7 instead of 4. Oh, it increased everything. So that means you have to duplicate. So duplicate it before you increase it, so that it will not, it will have a different name. So just call it anything, just call it name. So we can now increase the text size. You get the logic. When you duplicate, it is going to affect only this one now. All right, so that is all. So having created a sheet, so what you are going to do is simply click on load it into project. Overwrite existing version. Yes. So this is now this is what we're going to have. So you simply just select the ground floor plan and drag it into the view. Drag it and place it in the view. So allow it to load. Allow it to load. Reloading. Okay, so this will take some time. Okay, so after it has loaded, you can see we have to move it inside the sheet. Or rather, we can even move the sheet inside. So let's see if we can move the sheet. Okay, so what we have is, let's move it down a little. It's too much. Let's move it up. So we have to move it. Let's move it carefully. All right. All right. So if it is not okay on your own, you can just reduce these grid lines you have here. You can just, we can actually reduce the height so that it will be shorter. It will be shorter, but I think this is okay. So this is how you are going to do it for all other views, right? So I think I'll leave that as an assignment. When you have practiced up to this stage, you take all your other views into the sheets as well. You take other views into the sheet as well. So this is the ground floor level. So to see the sheet that you just created, you're going to see it here. Just click on this and double click. So you're going to see the sheet that you just created. So to take it to your PDF file or to print it out, so that if you can connect a laptop to your printer and simply go to this Revit icon here and go to print, go to print, and you can select this Microsoft Print the PDF, right? And then you can select this selected views and sheets. So you want to print only that floor plan that was selected. So you click on this select. Oh no, it's not clicking. Click on select. Okay, let's preview first and see. I not sure. Actually, so let's save it in my desktop as let me just save it to this thing. Okay. So you're going to see it on the desktop. So time will not allow me to do all of them. So when you're practicing, you put all your drawings in your sheet and take them to AutoCAD. Take them to PDF rather. So let's see. Let's see the PDF from. All right. So this is how your drawing is going to appear on your PDF by the time you have printed out. Right? This is how it's going to appear. So you can do them likewise for each of the views, the roof level, the roof plan, the four elevations, and the sections. Right? So to take it to AutoCAD, you simply go back to this Revit icon here, and then go to exports. Right? Go to exports, go to CAD format, and go to DWG. So when I click on DWG, it is going to open it in AutoCAD. It is going to save it in your desktop, and then you can open it in AutoCAD. So this is the view. You just click on next. And it is going to ask you to save it. So save it on your desktop. And then you can see the name is AutoCAD. So you can click on OK. So when you do that, it is going to save in AutoCAD format. So if you have any questions so far, any questions so far? You can ask the question.
Okay. With the parapet.
Okay.
With the parapet, you see, normally the parapet. Let's say in Ghana here, we don't normally use that parapet.
Okay.
You see, we use the. Now they are used to the TNJ then type.
They are used to them.
So TNJ, we use the TNJ, plastic TNJ.
Okay, TNJ. Is it the one that you use wood?
Yeah. Yes, the wood
Okay,
type.
the wood kind of thing. Okay, okay. Okay, okay.
So in this
Even
case,
for
how is it
duplex or for just
yes.
bungalow? Okay.
No. So.
Okay. So I can let me show you how you can do something like that. So that means you're not going to create parapet. You're just going to create only the roof. So the roof is going to extend maybe by 500 or 400, so that you can now have your eave on it. Okay, so let's go to the plant floor plan. Or let's see the 3D. I want to move my what happened? What happened? Um, let me hold on the privacy. Okay. Mm. Okay. So there is that. Okay, now, so if you want to create that kind of that kind of stuff, what is it? If you want to create that kind of stuff, what you simply do when you're definitely that means you're not going to create the parapet, right? So you're going to let me remove the parapet, and then the roof. Let me remove the roof as well. So if you want to create that kind of thing, you go to your parapet level, and create your roof. But when you are creating your roof, right, you extend it. So the roof is not going to be hanging on the wall, definitely. So it's going to have some distance away from the wall. So when you go to roof and pick your line, you now enter the offset, which is the distance between the roof, the edge of the roof and the wall. Let's say it's going to be 500. So when you enter that, you are not going to use peak lines instead of these lines. You are going to use peak lines, this one. So then you just hover over the wall and click. So to create the roof. Can you see? It's going to create the roof. So here now we don't have, so what we have here is this. So you hover over the wall to be able to create the roof. For this one, what are we going to have? Let's have it, let's say we're going to have it here. And then let's say we're going to have this here. Later, I'm going to close them up. I'm going to close them up. So you want to ensure that, sorry, Ctrl Z, hover over the wall and place. So what you want to ensure that is that it is a closed loop. Closed loop. So you're going to escape and then you're going to manually close them up. Right? Just drag up to this point. Likewise, this one. You drag up to this point and close it up. Right? How about this side? So for this one now, we have a column here. So the roof is supposed to cover the column. So we're going to drag this one a little bit backward. And then we're going to create, we're going to close it up using line. So you draw this one up to this point, and then you can close it up. You're getting me, right? So likewise, this one, you're going to close it up here, highlight this one, and close it up here. Right? So for this one, okay, this one we're going to close it up here and close it up here as well. Now for this one, we are going to drag it down so that likewise this one we drag it this way. Then for this entrance, what are we going to do? For this entrance, let us okay, we already have one here. So this one is going to go up to this point. So I think we should just cover it up like this, right? And then use this one to cover it up here, and also close it up here. Right? I think we have something nice. So we simply click on good, right? And then let's see what we have on the 3D. So this is how it's going to look like. This is how it's going to look like. So for this column, we are going to reduce it. So instead of reaching to the roof level, which it was reaching before, we are going to make it to reach the parapet level. Likewise, this one. Make it to reach the parapet level. Likewise, this one. Parapet level. So we're going to have that extension talking about. So I'm going to have that extension that you're talking about. Do you get it? Yeah, you get it. So any other question? I believe here there's a lot of practice to do here. I believe you will most likely have a lot of questions to ask. Okay, let's call it a night. So next class we are still going to work on this. I believe we are by the time you are practicing, you are going to have a lot of questions. I'm very sure. So by next class, we're going to round up the 3D, whatever we have to do, and then we'll do the rendering. That one is still going to take a lot of time. So we'll do the rendering. I don't know, by next class, we'll do the complete all those stuff. So try to finish up this and also create a title block and place in the title block and convert to PDF and see what you can achieve before next class. Okay. It's just two persons that I remember. Ah,
Okay.
well,
So thanks.
yes.
But we need a repetition of today's class.
I believe so. That's what I'm saying. You
Yeah,
might have
yes,
a lot
yes.
of questions.
We need a repetition.
We'll have a lot of questions. No problem. No problem. I believe if we get this one right, by the time we are doing the next project, it's not going to take us that much time. So, but practice with the video and see what you can achieve first off. You understand? So, whatever you are able to achieve, you will not know how next to go. But so far, you have been able to achieve up to the window level, the adding the components, doors and windows and all those stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So no problem. All right. So good night, then. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Okay, good night.
Yeah. Yeah. Take care.